Okay, let's dive into this explainer. If you've been following Gangs of London, you know that every single assassination, every betrayal, and every wild power play sparks a brand new, incredibly chaotic era in the city's criminal underworld. It's a sprawling, violent ride, right? But when we actually map it out, tracking the story episode by episode, it reveals this absolutely terrifying domino effect in action. So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with The King is Dead, move into London erupts in war, check out how the investors take control, followed by Return of the Dead, The Lethal Shipment, and finally, A City Reshaped. All right, part 1. The King is Dead, and the power vacuum begins. Think about it. For 20 years, Finn Wallace ran London's absolute most powerful crime family, moving literally billions of pounds a year. And then, in episode 1, he's abruptly taken out by a completely oblivious, low-level hitman. I mean, the irony is just palpable. This massive loss leaves his impulsive son Sean in charge. And Sean's very first quote-unquote brilliant move is to just shut down all criminal business across London until he finds the killer. Instantly, every single gang in the city becomes an enemy. You can really see that domino effect kicking in episode by episode. Finn's murder in episode 1 triggers episode 2, where Kurdish gang leader Laleh decides, you know what, she can't afford this shutdown, and sneaks in a secret heroin shipment. Well, by episode 3, Sean finds out and attacks her operation. Fearing all these alliances are completely crumbling, Sean throws a unity dinner in episode 4, which of course ends in a devastating sniper ambush by mercenaries working for a shadowy group of investors. By episode 8, Sean realizes his father's entire legacy is built on lies, and he retaliates by literally bombing a Wallace skyscraper. One violent action forcefully knocking down the next. Moving right along into part 2, London erupts in war, and the city bleeds. By the time we hit the Series 1 finale, the board is wiped clean in a total bloodbath. Sean is now a wanted terrorist, mayoral candidate Nassar Afridi is assassinated by Laleh, and then we get that ultimate shocker. Street-level enforcer Elliot Carter is revealed to be an undercover cop. To protect his cover, he actually shoots Sean, seemingly leaving him for dead, while Ed Dumani shoots Sean's mother, Marion. Just like that, the old guard is completely gone. So, with the Wallace Empire completely dismantled and its heir bleeding out on the floor, the big question remains, who actually controls London now? Because nature, and especially the criminal underworld, absolutely abhors a vacuum. That brings us to part 3. The investors take control. The New World Order. We pick up a full year later and enter the investors. These enigmatic puppet masters have just seized total control of London's organized crime. They've shifted the whole landscape from these family-run syndicates to cold corporate brutality. To enforce it, they bring in Koba, a ruthless arms dealer backed by the Georgian Mafia. Koba does not care about honor. He only cares about compliance. Step out of line and you're tortured or killed. It's a gruesome reality that gets established right from episode 1 of Series 2. And survival just completely reshapes loyalties here. Take Ed Dumani. He was fiercely allied with the Wallaces back in Series 1, but now he's firmly under the thumb of the investors in Series 2. He's literally forced to act as a supervisor for the exact same people who destroyed his former allies, keeping the street gangs in line for Koba. In this world, survival always trumps loyalty, for sure. Okay, part 4, Return of the Dead, because the table is about to flip again. In episode 2, this massive reveal drops. Sean Wallace is actually alive. He survived Elliot's gunshot and has been plotting in the shadows this whole time. By episode 4, he orchestrates a brutal string of coordinated gang strikes against Koba's forces. In episode 5, Sean manages to cripple the investors' global operations by leaking all their data, forcing them out of London. The climax hits in episode 8, when Sean tricks Koba into eating poisoned food. The Georgian enforcer is permanently eliminated, and the dominoes fall for Sean to finally reclaim the crown. But man, taking that crown comes at a horrific cost. By the Series 2 finale, Koba is dead, and Sean's brother Billy has his arm brutally amputated by Elliot. Sean is beaten and arrested, and Elliot, the guy who started this whole journey as a justice-seeking undercover cop, crosses the line entirely. He takes over as the ruthless new kingpin of London's underworld. So the crucial question we have to ask is, can Elliot actually maintain control? Taking the crown is one thing, but holding on to it in a city that literally feeds on betrayal, that's another story entirely.
which launches us into part 5, the lethal shipment. The past catches up.
Right out of the gate in Series 3, absolute disaster strikes. A ton of cocaine, which is under Elliot's direct supervision, is spiked with fentanyl, leaving hundreds dead across London. This lethal shipment instantly puts a massive target on Elliot's back, from rival gang leaders seeking vengeance, and it draws the relentless gaze of the newly elected mayor, Simone Thiel.
The dominoes are falling faster than ever now. Following that Episode 1 fentanyl crisis, Episode 2 sees Finn Wallace violently extracted from a prison transport only to be definitively assassinated by a mysterious hitman named Zeke. By Episode 4, Elliot tracks down the stolen shipment, but ends up getting captured, and Episode 6 delivers the staggering reveal. Ed Dumani actually orchestrated the spiked shipment to frame and depose Elliot. Every single episode just peels back another crazy layer of conspiracy. And then there's Zeke, this highly skilled assassin who swapped the drugs and permanently ended Finn Wallace. The real gut punch here? Zeke is revealed to be Finn Wallace's illegitimate son. The ghost of Finn Wallace continues to haunt London, proving that those original sins we saw way back in Series 1 are still tearing lives apart in Series 3. Leading us to Part 6, A City Reshaped. The cycle ends, or maybe it just evolves. Here's the real kicker. It turns out all that visceral, street-level violence was an illusion, puppeted by high-level manipulation. The Vaughn Alliance, this faction of the investors, they intentionally poisoned the drug supply. Why? To orchestrate a crisis and manipulate public perception toward the legalization of drugs. They were hoping to corner a highly profitable, legally sanctioned market. All those street thugs killing each other? They were literally just pawns in a corporate game. The fallout from this in the Series 3 finale is just absolute carnage. Isabel Vaughn and her mole are killed. Ed Dumani is finally executed by Marion Wallace. Asif is killed by Lele. Using Elliot's leverage, Mayor Thiel actually announces a radical plan to legalize all drugs. And in this haunting final scene, a totally broken Billy Wallace asks Elliot to kill him, confessing his role in the death of Elliot's family. I mean, the entire old guard is wiped out. This all leads to Mayor Thiel's ultimate gamble. By announcing legalization, she states a very simple objective. It's a move she hopes will cripple the gangs of London. By completely removing the illicit product that fuels these syndicates, she's hoping to permanently close that power vacuum once and for all. So as we wrap up this explainer, we are left with this. With the old empires dead and the rules completely rewritten, will legalization actually save London, or is it simply going to ignite a terrifying new kind of war? Have the dominoes finally stopped falling, or is the next chapter about to topple them all over again? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.